This week I'm going to show you how to sow some stuff for your windowsill that you can eat over the winter. I'm going to show you how you can sow some herbs, but also some pea shoots which you can use for salads. Now, as the winter progresses, going out into the garden gets sort of sometimes more and more less appealing. So being able to do stuff in your kitchen is nice just because you can stay warm, but also it's good just to keep green things growing because there's nothing more rewarding on a grey November day than to see lovely shoots coming up. Now, I'm a really big fan of pea shoots. I grow them all year round because I love the taste, and it just gives me a really simple salad anytime of the week I want it, basically. And you can grow them really easily in any old container. So you could grow them in a yogurt pot or an old, ice cream tub, or if you've got something more attractive for the windowsill, then that's ideal. So these are some very sort of overgrown pea shoots, so it's time to pull them out. They're so kind of coming to the end that they've actually got tiny peas in them, which is amazing because I didn't think they would bother to do that, so I'm just going to eat the last few peas. But essentially all you're going to do is put loads and loads of pea seeds in some compost, and then that's that really. 3 days later you'll have pea shoots. So I'm just going to get rid of these. You can use the same compost with pea shoots for quite a while. You just need to sort of add a new layer of compost, just a few inches, just to sort of refresh it. But you don't need to change it that often. You can probably get away with the same compost for about 5 or 6 sowings. So I'm going to take that all to the compost at home because it's all good stuff. And then add a new layer of seed compost just to refresh it on top. Very simple. You can grow them in really quite shallow soil, but clearly the more depth you give them, the less you have to water. So that's something to think about. And as for what peas you need to use, I'm just going to use up some seed packets that I've got kind of kicking around, but you can save your own seeds. So these are some peas that I grew this summer, and then I just saved the pea pods, and they work really well for pea shoots. So now the pea pods are dry, I just dried them off on the windowsill. I can just scatter them in. And if you have a look, you see I'm really sewing them fairly close together. So you can also use up any pea seeds that you've got left from leftover seed packets. And if you don't have those, you can go and actually just buy dry peas, the kind of seeping peas from the supermarket that you use to eat, and they will work just as well, and they're incredibly cheap. Now, these lot are a purple variety, so the seeds are purple. But some more here, and all I'm doing is scattering them across fairly close together like that. And then I'm going to cover them up with more compost and give them more water, and within 3 days I'll have pea shoots appearing. And then when they're about 5 to 10 centimetres high, you can just start harvesting them. And all you're doing is cutting off the tip of the pea shoot because that's the sweetest, most tender part, and it has this really lovely, delicious taste. It tastes just like fresh peas essentially. So it makes a really lovely side salad for any dish that you want.